Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gorax and welcome to the mighty quest for epic loot. This game is in the open beta since the 25th of February 2014 and I stumbled across by accident while I was playing the Settlers 7 because I could see the ad in the Uplay client. This game has been developed by Ubisoft, who is also responsible for Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and such, and it is kind of a mix between Dungeon Keeper and Diablo, or Torchlight for that matter. And from what I have been experiencing, the main focus of the game is actually defending your castle against other players and raiding other players' castles as well. So we'll get to that later. Let's just check out how we defend our castle. So defending your castle is basically, I think, the main objective here because it's very dynamic. Let's start at the very heart of the castle, the throne room. That little blue, or well, not that little, the big blue shiny thing is your heart, your castle core, castle heart. And the castle heart determines the level of your castle. The higher your castle heart, the more gold and life force you can store. Life force is being used to summon and research creatures in your laboratory. And your laboratory, we have that right here. Let's just check it out. In the laboratory, you can research traps like the hamster, monster wheel, and fire, flaming cannon, and glue mines and stuff, and creatures. And the creatures are fun part. They look so weird. But I will show you that in a second. And of course, you have a potion brewery in order to make yourself some potions or some other boosts. And yes, the other thing here is the architecture's office, because the higher your level of your castle, the more rooms you can add. For example, this little block here, I have added this myself. As you can see here on this little sphere thingy, this is a connector, kind of like it shows you where to connect this room to other doors. So the higher the level of your castle, the more rooms you can add, and I think later in the game this is going to be really awesome because those castles are going to be so huge. Yeah, so, but in order to compete with other castles, you also have a blacksmith here, where you can craft yourself weapons, armor and jewelry. And I am playing a knight, so that's why I have nice shiny weapons, swords and hammers and stuff. So yeah, you can craft these items for gold, which you earn in raiding other people's castles. Exactly, then you have over here, you've got your summon portal, where you will be able to summon all those creatures like cyclopses. Those snutters are basically frogs that spit at people. Bone puppeteer are kind of like the medics. They can revive people or summon undead creatures. Yeah, so it's really going to be fun to do all this stuff. Right, I just want to show you the basic setup here of my defense. So you basically start here at this summoning point and you walk into the castle. This is the monster hamster wheel. It is going from one side to the other, going back and forth. Those are those snutters here. And yeah, those are some undead creatures, and of course here I have my healer. Those little blue thingies are power supplies for the traps, because you need of course power supplies in order to have some traps running. I have my cyclopses here, and this is a life force well. You can upgrade them. Those wells, you got one for life force and gold. They actually collect a gold and life force for yourself, but if people are raiding your castle, they can destroy them and collect everything that is in there. So it would be wise to always collect whatever is in there. So going further on, we have little groups of minions here to defend against. Defendatrons, which are basically like machines that shield damage from other creatures, basically. And some of those creatures, they have special abilities, like for example a shield wall here. So it creates a wall where you cannot go through. Sphere protection, protects surrounding creatures, for example. And those ones here, the Bone Puppeteer, he can raise fallen creatures or heal, or gets the surrounding creatures into a frenzy, which gives them more bonus to damage. So yeah, this is basically the core of the game here. Setting your castle up so that other players cannot go through, so that the castle defeats the players. And let me show you what it will look like. This is a tombstone of a different player who has been slain by my defenses. Let's just collect him. We're looting him and we got some life force out of it. I will show you in a second how it looks like when a player gets defeated by your castle, because you can watch replays of other players trying to loot and raid your castle, which is quite cool. So once you've done setting up your castle with the defenses, you have to validate it. So basically, to make sure that you don't overdo the defenses, you have to play your own castle. And only if you get through, the castle gets validated for other players. So you might update your castle and you're not validating it, so other players will not see your updates, which is quite cool. Because once if you're in the progress of updating your castle, the older version is still accessible for other players. So let's just check out how it looks like if people get defeated by my castle. So this is the battle log. It shows how many people have won against your defenses, or how many defenses won against people. So I just recently defended one of my opponents, and let's just have a quick look how that looks like. And I lost again. There you go. Your defense is lost just a few minutes ago. So let's have a look and play the replay. So this is actually a different player who's trying to take care of my minions here. You see the hamster wheel in full action. Oh, there you go. Already knocked over. So my minions are going to work. The blue tile is not doing anything. It's just a power source for the traps. I actually have not watched this replay yet, so I'm not quite sure where he will die. Oh well, we collected his tombstone already, so let's just have a quick look why he dies. I believe he dies. Oh look, he doesn't even have any drinks. He does not have any potions. As you can see, the action bar, the queue is not full. So he's probably pulling too many creatures and he cannot heal himself. That is quite stupid, because making potions doesn't cost that much. Yes, about there is where his tombstone was found. And... oh no, he did not die here? I thought he was. Ah, maybe he's retreating. So those are my defender drones. Once he's attacking them, they make a shield wall so he cannot pass through. There you go, there's this wall. Damage is absorbed, and he could not have been walking past it. So this is where it all goes wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Floating Orb.
So he just healed himself because of floating orbs that sometimes drop, which are replenishing his health. But this is useless, because he has no drinks. And he's just realizing it because he keeps pressing Q in order to drink his potions, but he doesn't have any. Yes. And this is where strategic or good placement of your traps and creatures comes in. Because as you can see, he did not stand a chance. Just die already. There you go. So this is basically how you should set up your defenses in order to be successful. So yeah, but how about the attacking? We have seen how we defend our castle against other players. What about us attacking other players? So this is basically, let me just show you the world map. So basically you start at level 1 to 4, of course, which is kind of like the tutorial, which you'll be shown everything, how to you know, raid castles and what everything means and how you set up your own defenses. So we are at the heated gardens, and every region has player-owned castles within that level range, and NPC castles, and every region has his own NPC boss monster at the end. For example, my quest at the moment is to defeat Mr. Fiercely over here, so in order to progress to the next level. So talking about quests, we have a little action bar down here. So we do have an inventory, so every time we loot or we raid a castle, we actually gain loot from it. Items, weapons, drinks, potions, and amulets and all this kind of stuff. We can equip it. So this is the actual Diablo or Torchlight gameplay that comes in, because you can equip everything you find, basically, except it is for a different class. And as I said before, you can craft your own stuff for gold. If you don't find anything, just craft armors and jewelry and weapons for yourself. So this is quite cool. In order to get some more inventory space, you have to buy it for bling. I'm going to talk about the bling a little bit later. Let's just move on here. Of course, you have abilities which you can use. You can see it right here in the action bar. I don't have to talk about abilities. You know, you unlock abilities by reaching a new level. You check the abilities, read through them, and the ones you like, you just pull into the action bar. You can only have 4 abilities with you, so you have to be choosing wisely, or not wisely, well, you have to choose what you like to play with. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory. Different classes, different skills, different play styles. And of course you have your quest list, which is the objectives here. You have NPC quests, which is this here. When you feel ready around level 9, defeat Mr. Fiercely, which is that big red castle over here. So this is the main quest. Go through this area and defeat the main boss. And then of course you have quests or objectives which are PvP driven. So defeat 3 players in your castle, which we have done twice now, as you can see. We just watched a replay where our defenses defeated a player. And of course you should also, here for the frenemy, have 3 friends attack your castle. It's not easy to be obtained. And of course, you should attack other castles as well. So quests pretty much here, objectives, which earn you life force in order to get some more minions and research. And of course, bling. Alright, moving on, the battle log. I just showed you the battle log. It shows you who won or who lost against your defenses of your castle. Okay, that's going back. And competition as well. I have not played competition myself just yet, but as you can see, those castles with green names, those are NPC castles, and what I've seen so far, those competitions is who can run through this castle, or who can finish the castles the quickest, and he gets some special reward. As you can see, those green stones probably mean that you will earn bling for it. So yeah, this is quite competitive, because bling is not as easy obtained as you might think, because you only get a few blings for some quests, not for any quest. So yeah, those competitions might be quite compelling to try out, since you can gain some blings for it. Okay, going back to the region map. Oh, I've just seen the friend zone. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Those are the castles of your friends you have in your friend list. So every time you log on, you don't have to go through all the castles you have in front of you. Just check out the castles of your mates and go and loot them. And as you can see, all those castles are higher than mine are at the moment. So yeah. Going back regional map. So this is a basic overview. Of course, I have my, you have up here, you have your character. Extra slots cost you blinks. And oh, I just lost another defense. Let's check if we can make a replay of that. No, I cannot have a revenge. So I'm not quite sure how this revenge works. Oh, I think the revenge only works if your castle is not shielded. Because as you can see here, my castle is shielded. The castle gets shielded once a player successfully runs through your castle and is quicker than yourself. Remember that you have to validate your castle, and the time you needed to validate is basically like a measuring ladder for the other players. So if they defeat the castle, if they defeat the defenses of your castle quicker than you have, then they can loot your throne room, all your treasure chests, and then your castle gets shielded, so they don't steal all your gold and all your life force. Otherwise, you'll never get ahead of anything. So yeah, I've been talking for ages. So let's actually look for a castle to loot. As you can see here, you have green names, green castles, and those orangey numbers here. Those greens are NPC castles. There is no time limit. You can run through them as you please. And those ones here, of course, are players. So as you can see, if you click on them, you can see if they're shielded or not. If they are shielded, you cannot loot their treasure chests in the throne room. So experience is that most of those castles are shielded. So if you really do want to have a non-shielded castle, you can always click here on more castles, which costs 100 gold, and more castles will appear in the sky, and hopefully there is one which is not shielded, but I'm not gonna try my luck here. Obviously they're all shielded because yeah, this game is quite successful. It's a lot of fun. So let's just pick one of them. I'm level 8. Let's just take a level 8 castle, take this one here, and let's check it out and attack. So we are right here. This is my little pet. It collects loot and stuff. I think this is for the open beta, a little gimmick. So it's quite cool. Keeps running with me. I kind of like the guy.
Don't worry, there's plenty of
So
to go around.
the thought that this actually is a castle of a different player. Oh wow, this is a big defense. Ouch. Okay, let's just wait there and run through. So he's got one with the whole room full with creatures. So this is basically his main chamber.
Just give me a minute.
And he has nothing else. So let's just charge out. Oh my god. As you can see, he's got a lot of... Whoa. A lot of those summoning creatures. And this one here is a boss kind of monster. Whoa. Jesus. Woo. Those are a lot of monsters. But I need to get through. Wow, gee. To these ones here. And kill them, because they keep summoning. Oh, there's another one. And as you can see on the top right, we have a countdown timer. There's still one here. Where is he at? Ah, there he is. Oh, Jesus. Those are a lot of creatures. But I think we've got all those summoners killed. So we actually have success. Oh, new achievement, yay! And as you can see, our time is pretty good because we are 2 minutes and the other ones... The creator of this castle needed 4 minutes and 51 seconds. So we might be able to actually go through the...
Things just got real.
Get into the main chamber. But since this castle is shielded, I'm afraid we won't be able to loot his treasure chests. So his main defenses are defeated. We are going into his chest room. And we get 3 stars for defeating his castle, his defenses, and beating his time. But as you can see, his treasure chests are shielded because he got defeated before. So yeah. So you get heaps of experience, gold, and life force, and you can reward. You can raid his castle in order to get some more gold as a reward. And leave some comments on his castle if you like. Pretty strong main room. Rightio. So yeah, guys, this is basically it. This is the game. I believe this is it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, if you have 20 minutes or half an hour time at your hand, because it's basically just picking castles, raiding them, upgrading your defenses in your castle, then go out again, raiding castles. So it's quite repetitive. So I don't think this is a game where you spend a lot of time in it at once. But if you have some time before you go anywhere else, just jump on the game, for 20 minutes, half an hour, like I said, and get some stuff done. But yeah, since this game is also free to play, there's always a discussion if you pay to win in order. But as far as you could see already, this bling I was talking about, you can buy some bling over in the shop. As you can see here, there are some packages of bling. Get some bling bought for real money. You can get the ultimate pack or an extra class. But so far I didn't see where you can use the bling in order to get yourself an advance. Over other players. As far as I could see, the bling can only be used for to upgrade the looks of your castle. For example, if we go where is it? Emporium. You can buy different skins for your castle with the bling. But this doesn't give you an advantage over other players, since it is just changing the looks of your castle. Then you have costumes, extra kind of thingies to make your character look funny. Doesn't give you any advantage either. And the other thing was, what else could you get with bling? Yeah, I think you cannot buy ultra mega cool items which have a lot of damage on it for this. You craft your items only for gold, which can be obtained within the game by raiding castles, and doing quests and such. Or by looting your wells on your own castle. So I don't think that this paying to win is going to apply in this game, since you only can use your bling on on the looks kind of thing. So yeah, guys, this is basically the mighty quest for epic loot. I think it's a really cool concept. It's not difficult to do, but some of the castles, when you get higher level castles, they are going to be really cool, big castles, and I'm pretty sure there are some guys out there that know how to use corners of castles really cool, so they get undefeatable basically. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. It is really funny. You should listen to those commentaries of your own characters, because they're really fun. The intro is made really funny. I mean, those commentaries are really cool. They have a lot of humor put into this game. So yeah, I'm certainly playing more and trying to get to the main level. I'm hoping to get over to level 30 at some stage. And yeah, if you feel like you want to check it out, just Google the mighty quest for epic loot and add me as your friend as well, and I shall check out your castle at some stage. And yeah, this is basically it. The mighty quest for epic loot, people. Give it a go and leave me some comments on what do you think this game, if it's worth checking out, or if you're actually playing it yourself and maybe you're higher level already and you can give me some tips and tricks. That would be cool. Other than that, Yes, I will try to obtain more bling and get myself really fancy. Rightio guys, my name is Gorax. Catch you soon. Whoa, and I was right. Boom.